Clive Barker podcast, audio commentaries.
Thanks to your generous donations to our Kickstarter funding campaign,
Clive Barker podcast presents Fundraiser 9.
Celebrations!
Well, welcome. This is episode 342 of the Clive Barker podcast. We are returning to Clive Barker's A to Z of horror and doing an audio commentary in the T for Torso chapter. And this time we're switching it up a little bit. We're doing David Cronenberg's The Brood.
Yeah,
Yay.
T for Torso.
Yeah.
And not watching the Giallo film Torso.
Well,
Yeah, right.
actually,
It's not mentioned in the book.
yeah, the book is mainly about that awful, what is that?
Boxing Helena.
Yes. Yeah, which, you when you hear about it, it sounds like a cool concept and then, kind of a creepy, scary movie, but when you watch it, it's like a Cinemax movie.
Yeah, I see the angle that I see the complaint that you have. I agree with that a little bit. Also, it's kind of a product of, the year it was made and the decade. And I kind of have a little bit of like a cult following for that movie, even though when I watched it again, when we were talking about the A through Z of horror, I was like, oh God, those parts, they're really cringy.
Yes.
But hey, Julian Sands.
And Julian Sands is cool. And actually the casting on that movie is fine. It's just the concept and the way the movie was put together, and I don't know.
And that lousy Enigma soundtrack.
Yes.
Enigma.
Yeah.
This is the voice of Enigma. Oh boy. Nobody can take it out of my mind that it was Enigma that eventually brought about the popularization of the Gregorian chants fad. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. That was
It'd be
really
like daytime
short-lived.
TV, and there would be like some 7 guys dressed as monks in cheap costumes coming onto like a show and being like, nothing else matters. And it's like, oh my God, why?
That was like one of the worst parts of the 90s.
Yeah. Gregorian chants.
And when what was that 20s music that came back for a little while?
Like the Lou Vega stuff.
Yeah.
The mambo?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Ugh.
It came back for a little while.
Yeah.
You mean like one single kind of brought it back for a while?
Yes, exactly. That was
Mambo
weird.
number 5. Anyway.
I actually listened to a lot of that like 1920s throwback jazz age stuff that was mixed with like dance music and
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they make these music videos and with like black and white bits of movies of dancing people and stuff. And it's great. Sometimes they do like an electronic remix of a banger from the 20s, and that's always fun.
Well, now it's sampling. That's the fad.
Yeah.
But today we are talking about David Cronenberg's The Brood, which does not have any 20s music in it.
We'll see if anything's been sampled from this movie.
But it's got a lot of 70s in it, a lot of brown in it.
Yeah, late 70s. And we're joined by Joe and Catalina from Little Spark Films.
Hello.
Hey
guys.
Welcome back.
Hi, sorry.
We're happy to be back.
Nice. And, Cronenberg is always great to watch his movies. I remember watching these movies in the 80s as a teenager, and I was like blown away by this stuff, watching Shivers, Rabid, The Brood, crazy stuff. I was like, whoa, I've never seen a movie like this. Yeah. And then I saw Hellraiser. And then I saw Nightbreed, and I'm like, oh my God, it's happening.
So you can, if you want to follow along with us and watch the film along with us, we found a few places you can watch it. We have HBO Max. It's on there. That's where I'm going to be watching it. It's also on, what was this thing that you found?
YouTube, I guess.
No,
We're watching the Criterion Blu-ray.
Well, Yes, that's questionable. But there's also Hura Watch.
We really shouldn't mention that.
Oh, really?
It's also questionable.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay. We got
It's on
the
HBO Max. It's super exciting.
yeah, HBO Max, right? Cool. And you can have it on your Criterion Blu-ray.
Yeah, and it says Criterion at the beginning of the HBO Max version too when you watch it.
Oh, cool.
Sweet. Okay. So are we paused at the Janus Films logo?
I'm paused before the Criterion Collection logo, actually.
All right, cool. Let's just go for the long one. Sure. Start from the
I'm
beginning.
paused on the circle at the beginning of Criterion Collection too, like 2 seconds in.
You got it.
Okay, so after we hit play, Ryan must wait 2 more seconds so he will be completely synced with us.
Right.
Sink down to the actual like mallet hit the head of the grandma. So, okay.
I'm going to turn my subtitles on.
Yeah, good idea.
Oh, I accidentally pushed play again. Now I'm 4 seconds in. I'm going to back.
Darn it. Now I got to sync it back. We wouldn't be able to pull a heist. We wouldn't be able to like sync our clocks to it.
No. we could just talk about it the whole time and then we'd get picked up by the police.
Okay.
That is exactly what would happen. We would just be debating the whole time.
Yeah. I thought you were driving the getaway car.
I thought you were cracking the safe. No.
Yeah. I don't know how to crack a safe. What made you think I knew how to crack a safe?
That was never established. We got to workshop this now.
Yeah.
Okay. Who tripped the silent alarm? Anyway.
Right. Who wants to do the countdown?
Sure. You want to do it, Catalina?
Sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, here we go. I see the Criterion Collection logo, and it says test tone on my
HBO Max.
Yeah, on my subtitles.
Janus Films.
Yep, there we go. I don't hear anything yet. I hope I have sound. Oh, there we go. Now I hear stuff.
So 1979.
Yeah.
Canada.
That was a good year for movies, right? I think Dawn of the Dead was 1979.
Yeah. You can thank the tax shelters in Canada for this movie.
Yeah.
They still have a great filmmaking community there.
Was this
and lots of opportunities for independent films.
Was this his first
Canada.
movie?
No. He had done Shivers in 75, Rabbit in 77, and he had made a drama about drag racing called Fast Company in 1979, just before he made this movie.
Howard Shore did music. Sorry.
What's that?
Howard Shore did the music.
He did the music for Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
That's right. This is the first time that he scored a Cronenberg movie, and then he would score pretty much everything he did.
Wow.
This is so strange, this opening, because you go in here thinking this is a play, but then it's not. It's some kind of a weird public demonstration of how the
it's therapy.
Of the therapy. Yeah, I mean, therapy should be private, right? What are they doing?
Well, this is Dr. Hagelin. He's like a, weird guy. He's got psychoplasmics is his technique.
Yeah. Psychoplasmics.
It's kind of strange that he kind of berates his patients, right?
In the persona of their parents or whoever they are upset at.
Yeah. So it's like he's trying to help them metabolize their anger.
Yeah. And you have to wonder, I mean, when he starts creating these growths on them, what does he think? Why is this a good thing? I mean, why is he thinking this is some kind of a breakthrough?
Well,
is he of this earth?
Is he what?
Is he of this earth or no? I've actually never seen this one.
Oh.
Yeah. That's an interesting question. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I would say so, yes, because he meets his demise at the end of this movie, and it's clear that he wasn't like some, not of this world creature.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think he was playing around with forces that he didn't understand,
Yeah.
The
Unless
hubris
he's like,
of manipulating people, It's a lot of power. He's got a lot of power over this guy right now.
Yeah.
To the point that this guy later in the movie says that he was addicted to the doctor.
Yeah.
That sounds really abusive.
Yeah, I know.
And he says, "Can you be my dad? Because the doctor won't be my dad right now."
Aww.
And look, see, he's got these welts on his body. That is a manifestation.
Mm. I like that wood paneling in the background. It's pretty.
Yeah.
1979. Yeah.
God.
The brown begins. Isn't it great, like the shadows and this use of like the shadows as a backdrop, almost like a negative space?
Yeah.
It just kind of isolates the characters. Nothing else exists around them.
Well, yeah, they're totally spotlit as if they were in a play.
Well,
the technique.
They're on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. But then
the technique that you guys used in The Torturer as well, right?
Yeah. We more or less. We
create that inner space.
Well, just black background. It's easier to get lost in a black background because our brains read it as a void. But yeah, the lighting is very, very deliberate in this sequence.
And the welts, they showed up. They were just small welts, and then they became worse.
Mm.
Yeah, and so is this like a demonstration to show people like potential clients? But most
or
of
patients?
I mean, it seems like those people in there, because this is your bus is waiting for you. It seems like most of those people are already patients.
Maybe. I'm very disappointed in the carpet directly outside the nice wood panel.
Yeah.
Earth tones and browns and yellows and beiges.
Yellows and beiges, oh my!
Yeah. Even the guy that shows up in the stage had like a brick red sweater.
Yeah.
So this must be how he was picking up his daughter for the weekend, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're talking about is his wife has visitation rights. And this Cronenberg actually mentioned that this is one of his almost autobiographical movies because when he was doing this, he was going through a divorce with his ex-wife, and there was some custody issues with their daughter.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He actually had to pretty much drive over to the school and kidnap his own daughter.
Ouch.
Yeah. I think it was Cassandra, who now is a director, a movie director as well.
Well, so this does not paint her in a very good light.
No. Gee, what makes you say that, Ryan?
Yeah, oh my God! Yeah, this the mother is not sympathetic at all.
Nah. So there was a 2009 interview with this actor at a screening of The Brood, Art Hindle. And someone asked him, he plays Frank Carveth. And someone asked him, so did you ever get to meet, how was it like working with that little girl, Cindy Hines? And did you ever meet her after the movie or later in life? And he's like, oh, yeah, I did meet her as I've met her many times as an adult. And she made a full recovery from this movie.
Mm. She looks like Carol Ann from Poltergeist.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was bathing his daughter. He found out she's got these scratches and welts. And he's like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah. So then he comes rushing back and because he wants to find out, he wants to take away the visitation rights because his wife must be beating her.
Yeah. Man, look at that glorious sweater. Jesus.
I was just fascinated by everyone happens to have amazing hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just all falls perfectly.
Yeah.
Frank cast Frank was cast with Art Hindle in an attempt to have kind of a doppelganger of Cronenberg himself. At the time, he kind of had the same kind of haircut.
Oh.
And the glasses, but he's not wearing glasses in this movie. And his Enola, played by Samantha Eggar, was also cast to look a little bit like his own ex-wife.
Oh.
So a little bit of a catharsis going on with this movie, huh, Cronenberg?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? Working through some stuff.
I think I like this movie, except what I don't care for is the way that those little dwarf children look.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of phony looking faces that look like, really loose fitting rubber masks.
Yeah. Well, the making of kind of addresses that. And this is 79. So, it was the budget for this was $1.5 million Canadian dollars.
Yeah. Which is probably like $700,000 or something.
I wouldn't know. But this was a way, they used the tax havens and stuff to make this movie. I think a lawyer was the producer for this. They had to deal with some stuff with casting Oliver Reed. They really had to work out a few times when they had to pick up Oliver Reed from the police station.
What? What was he? Why was he in the police station?
Because he's an alcoholic.
Oh.
He made a bet with someone when they were producing this movie that he could walk back to his hotel from the restaurant naked. So he took off his clothes and walked back to his hotel and got arrested.
Oh my God.
And when they got there, the producer was saying this in the making of. He said, well, the bad news is he's in the police station. The good news is he's got the cops all in hysterics and they all love him. But, they made him promise not to do that again and whatever. And,
wow.
And then he gets to his Four Seasons hotel room and he trashes the place and throws the sheets and the pillows out of the windows. And the hotel calls the producers like, we can't have a guest like this. Sorry.
Wow. So he got kicked out.
Yeah. But as a mark of a true professional alcoholic, he would come into work every day on time, cleaned up, looking good, with his lines memorized. That was Oliver Reed.
This movie's cinematographer's name is Mark Irwin, and this isn't the only time that he's worked with Cronenberg. He also did in this same, around the same time they produced this movie, they also did Fast Company. But Irwin,
John Saxon.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. That guy, man. That guy was a horror legend.
Yeah, that was shortly before this movie. It was the same year, 79.
Yeah, but the same cinematographer worked with John Saxon again on New Nightmare with Wes Craven's.
Oh, great! Yeah.
Joe, you're sounding a little echoey now. All of a sudden.
Oh, I'm sounding echoey.
Oh, now that's better. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just being lazy.
Oh, were you like leaning back or something?
Yeah.
Am I the only guy who thinks this guy reminds me of the old Bill Bixby in the Hulk show?
Oh yeah, he does kind of look like him. Don't make me angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to say this cinematographer is also, he worked on Scanners, Videodrome, The Dead Zone. He worked on The Fly.
It's got the 70s aesthetic, and the style, the filmmaking style reminds me a lot of like The Omen and stuff too.
Well, this guy also shot Vampire in Brooklyn with Wes Cravens, and he did Scream.
Oh yeah,
we were just talking about Vampire in Brooklyn last night.
With Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's so good.
But this cinematographer, he knows how to shoot horror, and he's still active. He's still making stuff. Matt Irwin.
Okay.
Mark Irwin.
I guess we're gonna kidnap this person.
But it's for.
I'm kidding. We're not gonna kidnap anybody.
Okay, I thought
we wouldn't be able to figure it out. Also, I would feel bad.
But he's also won a CSC award for best cinematography for Videodrome, The Dead Zone, and The Fly.
It might go like our bank heist.
It would totally go like the bank heist. Yeah, not get anywhere.
You son of a bitch! I'm in.
Yeah, I remember lunch pails like that.
Oh yeah, I had an Incredible Hulk lunch pail that was shaped like that, but it was green.
I love the little snowsuits that the kids have in this movie.
Yeah, and they look exactly like the snowsuits that those brood children are wearing.
Yeah.
It's funny. Earlier today, I was watching Children of the Damned while, like, just doing work. I had it on, and
The black and white one or the remake?
the John Carpenter one.
Cool.
My kid walks in right when Mark Hamill's about to blow his brains out with a shotgun, and she's like, "What's Luke Skywalker doing?"
Oh no.
They're like, "Oh, he's being hypnotized."
I don't. Yeah, man, I haven't seen that in a long time.
That little girl definitely looks traumatized. I mean, she barely speaks throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Even for a 5-year-old, you couldn't shut me up.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up, because this little girl, she just has this. That must have been like the little blonde girl look back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bangs.
Yeah. And yeah, you were mentioning Ryan Poltergeist. So.
Yeah, and Firestarter too. Does she
And
looks kinda like
Firestarter.
Firestarter?
It was Drew Barrymore, yeah. She's
Right.
probably
Oh,
drinking more than I was at the
That's
time.
right. Well, and she was the little girl in E.T.
Yep.
And poor Drew Barrymore. Let's not go down that.
No.
Well,
That's too much of a turn.
her career recovered though. She started doing well again.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, poor lady. She's been in therapy for so long because I mean, like, let's be honest here. Nobody knows what actually happened to her.
Right.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that Netflix got rid of Santa Clarita Diet. That show was fun.
I
Oh
never
yeah, is that
watched
about
it.
cannibals?
Yeah. It's
Well,
cute.
they're like, she's a zombie, right?
Kind of, sort of, I guess. Yeah, she is technically an undead. Yeah.
Yeah, but not really a zombie. She's decomposing. Kind of like my boyfriend's back.
Oh look, they're doing therapy now. Dr. Hagelin and Nola. They're working out the anger issues with her mother.
Yep.
Now, why is he wearing a gi like he's in karate class?
Because he's a guru.
Yeah, he's kind of like a guru figure, right?
He's
He's
like
not so much like an academic.
He's a self-help sort of like pop psychology guru.
Yeah.
But
So
he's happened onto this crazy like technique for making people manifest their anger into these boils that turn into children.
Bad mummies, fucked up mummies.
So he's taking this being his kung fu to a literal.
Yeah, right.
It's psychosexual kung fu of a sort. You know, speaking of psychosexual, they had been in a movie together, Eggers and Reed, and they actually had a history together. And apparently when they were making this movie, Oliver Reed was trying to get that history, trying to bank on that history to make something rekindle, and she did not want that to happen. So, yeah, there was some...
wow.
She liked him, and they did a great job, but the crew mentioned sometimes that it seems like she was a little pissed at him for trying to, get too close.
Huh.
But on the making of, she really talks very highly of Oliver Reed, and as a person, as a human being, as a very gentle man.
So this line, go all the way through it to the end, right to the end, is I think, significant. I think that's when he's sort of instructing her to, give birth to your anger.
Carry to term.
Yeah.
And
Distributed by New World Pictures.
and this is the girl's grandmother, or Nola's mother,
Yeah.
who was an alcoholic. And you see her here with a giant glass of whiskey.
And she used to be super abusive. She pushed her daughter down the stairs and beat her and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you see what she's talking about, that when she was a little girl, she used to be covered with big bumps.
Oh.
So it was already there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So, like, Nola is the only one that he can make this happen with, right? Because everybody else, they get welts and stuff, but they don't give birth to these children.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm going to think that this is almost like an alternate biology kind of thing, right? This movie is introducing this idea that some people would have... It's a world where this could happen, that this kind of condition could be triggered, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it seems like Nola had the right genetic predisposition, I guess, to actually to take it further than everybody else. Like there's the one guy with the big things on his neck, and he seemed like the closest other one, but he didn't even get that far either.
There's also the thing, which is he is a male, so who knows if the males would be able to actually deliver a parthogenic birth of anger babies, you know?
That's a good point, because none of the other patients we see are female, right? Only Nola.
Yeah, she becomes the queen bee.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking Beyonce.
I wonder how they kept the camera out of the toaster oven. The reflection.
Oh, yeah.
Just dropped into place.
That is one statement necklace right there. That thing's huge.
Oh, yeah. Shreddies, not my shreddies.
My God,
that's Canadian stuff.
Yeah.
Tearing this crew. Someone's just outside the camera just knocking shit over and tossing it around.
In Canada, instead of shredded wheat, they have shreddies.
They just kept the camera rolling while Oliver Reed was in the kitchen. He was just,
yeah, going nuts.
Going nuts.
Yeah, she doesn't seem scared at all. She acted like she knew what it was, and she was just trying, it seems like one of my plates fell down. Or
she's like, damn it.
It was a domino effect. My plate just walked off the shelf, and then everything else followed off the cliff with it. Oh, piece of shit.
Meat tenderizer.
Yeah. So
I really believed it was some supernatural force knocking shit over.
Yeah, and it seems to me that if you tried, you could fight back against these things.
I mean, if you do.
Instead of just trying to cover up your face with your hands, maybe, fight back.
She's drunk. She's sauced up.
Yeah, but it's like everybody. I mean, nobody stands a chance.
Maybe they, and this is just me coming up with stupid explanations, but maybe they exert kind of a hypnotic effect on you.
Or they have superhuman strength because they're so short-lived.
Sure.
Or just the shock that it's 1979 and we're not used to children killers yet.
Yeah. This is a Canadian movie, right? So, wow, this is actually, it was a little person, a very old little person. Used to be one of those little people who went around the lobby saying, "Call for Philip Morris." And but then they have some gymnast little girls in the scene in the bunk beds that they applied makeup to.
Well, there was like It's Alive was a killer baby movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and The Bad Seed, right?
Yeah, no, they've been around, but at the same time, I think that the fear works because it is, of course, like children trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And also it's the year 1979, so it really hasn't completely reached the general public psyche, I don't think, is something to be scared of.
Back in the 70s,
It was a pretty major fad, I think, at that point, wasn't it? I mean,
it was, but think about all the people. But think about all the people who don't watch horror films.
Oh, that's true.
Like
because you're only like you're not talking about the general public, the general population.
Yeah. This is only 79. I mean, there were people going to see horror films in the 50s and the 60s, of course, but people would just walk into theaters and sit down, and people weren't really going to horror movies by the truckload like they do today.
I mean,
you don't even go to the movie theater anymore today. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the first time in like the late 90s, and I almost got up to leave the movie theater the first time. It was an intense movie.
Oh,
the
original?
I wasn't comfortable watching that, and I was like, oh man, I would get up and then I would sit down, and I saw the whole thing, but it's like I was getting ready to get out of the movie and walk out just because that scene where she wakes up and she's tied to the chair with like the cut off arms and stuff. And the people are laughing and screaming and they're focusing on that eye. I was like, oh my God, I got to get out of here.
That's great. It's a great
nowadays you watch that and you're like, yeah, okay, that's funny.
Dude, I mean, when I saw that movie when I wasn't supposed to, and I thought it was the best thing I had ever seen in my life. I don't know how old I was, but I loved it. I love them all. Well, I mean, I've only really watched the 4 and then the remake. And then that's kind of it.
Why did this man?
I've only seen the first one with you guys.
Oh, it's great. Sorry.
Did you guys see the latest one, the latest Chainsaw Massacre movie? I've heard bad criticism about that one.
Yeah, I'm certain it's kind of all over the place. You know, they shot it in Bulgaria. They shot it on the cheap.
Yeah.
You know, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Choose Your Own Adventure timeline.
Sure.
You know, so it's another episode of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it ain't going anywhere. So I'll watch it when I watch it.
Yeah.
But I've heard mixed things about it. You know, the same kind of mixed things you'd hear about Halloween Kills or Scream 5.
So the cop now is telling him that I think your daughter is not entirely unscathed. No kidding. She just saw like a murdered body bleeding all over the kitchen floor.
Well, but he's saying that because originally they thought she missed the whole thing and she was asleep in her bed.
Yeah. Yeah, but you say now that she seems to be in a state of almost like kind of a trauma sleep, that she doesn't even remember being at her grandmother's. So it's this repressed memory kind of thing, which could also be, you know, she came back from those visits at Soma Free, which is the name of that facility or institution. And I was just complaining that she doesn't seem to be all there. She seems to not speak that much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Maybe she's been subjected to some mental, you know, therapy.
And she wouldn't tell him about what happened to her back.
Yeah. Kids can be mysterious.
Yeah.
Hey, look, another brown building with brown windows. This is Canada in December, so it's pretty dark. They were saying that when they were doing this, it would get dark like 4 p.m. or something. And I think one of the guys maybe the cinematographer that you were talking about, Joe, in the making of, he says, you know, Cronenberg lit this movie all in like moody shadow fields, you know, low lighting scenes. And then when he's making scenes where something's about to happen, he keeps that kind of shafts of light, low light, shadow scenes. And I'm like, David, you know, you gotta save this for the suspense scenes, you know, otherwise people are just going to be, you know, it's not going to have that effect. But I think it's great. This is totally a winter movie to me. It has this wintry feel.
But if it's all the same, then does it not create a different effect in that it's always surprising because you're not getting any cues, visual cues that something's about to happen.
And you're constantly at that level of tension.
What's going to happen next?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, we've all seen so many horror movies now that we know that when they do a close up of somebody so you can't see behind them and stuff, that's probably a cue that something's going to happen.
Sure. When they leave the room in the shot and the camera moves just slightly to the right and, you know, someone's going to show up right there.
Yeah.
That's a trope.
Yeah. River's already gotten used to those and she'll like yell.
Yeah.
When we're watching movies and shows.
I was a little bit taken aback by him running down the stairs and this telephone is sitting on the steps. Like, really? That's where you keep your phone, is right on the steps where you walk up and down?
Okay, so wait, like physically on the steps, not like on a cubby or something?
No, yeah, it was just sitting right on the steps, yeah.
Oh, that's strange. Okay. Or, you know, maybe someone was sitting on the stairs and they were on the phone and then they just left the phone there?
Wait, Ryan, he was in a house being renovated and someone, the worker says, hey, Mr. Carviv, phone call for you.
No. This was when he was putting his daughter to bed and he runs down the stairs to answer the phone and it's sitting on the landing where the stairs turn from one, you know, direction.
Yeah. Hey, it makes it interesting. I don't know. Look at that. Like 53 years later or 43 years later, you're still worrying about why was that phone on the stairs? Cronenberg would be proud. Well, I mean, sitcoms showed me that people always had a phone in their kitchen, and I never had a phone in my kitchen.
We had a phone. I grew up with a phone in my kitchen.
Sure.
That was
sure,
the only
you're
phone
American.
we had. It was in the
Yeah.
kitchen. It
The
had
gigantic cord, right?
Yeah, it had a really long cord. We had a rotary dial too.
So she's
Yeah,
already go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead. She's already like.
Yeah, she's already treating him like calling him daddy and stuff, and not in
Yeah.
a sexual way. So this is weird. The relationship between the therapist and the patient, it's completely blurred.
Yeah, well, and the way this movie is set up, you know that as soon as she starts talking about how she's mad at her dad, I bet we're gonna get introduced to her dad pretty soon, so he can get killed.
Hi, Dad. Bye,
Yeah,
Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we need a body count.
Yeah, the grandmother,
Yeah.
we got to see her for about 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah, she hates her dad because he didn't protect her from her mother. This is what we call transference in the therapy world. Damn. Yep. And so she doesn't even know she's doing this, right? We find that out later, but she doesn't even know that she's manifesting this. And, manifesting can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. But in this case, she manifests her anger in a way that her little crazy goblins go and kill the object of her anger.
Jennifer is a therapist, and I told her about the plot of this movie, and she goes, "Oh my God."
Mm-hmm. Sure. And it's always like the women in Cronenberg's movie. They always have like weird things, right? I mean, Marilyn Chambers has that weird sexual organ in her armpit. And then, you got Dead Ringers that has a mutant woman with three cervixes. It's
wow.
It's interesting that Cronenberg comes up with that sort of thing. Or Gina Davis in The Fly too. She gives birth to a baby fly, whatever.
But that was a Mick Garris movie.
Yeah, that was a Mick Garris movie. That's right.
The Fly 2.
Sorry, I hadn't seen the first one in so long. I've never seen the second one, so.
I don't remember if I've seen the second one.
Okay, so this is the dad then.
Yeah, here we are.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's the grandpa.
Yeah, don't get too attached.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you for saving my emotions.
That's right.
So
I will probably go back and actually watch this on another day, because it seems like maybe part of the discussion that's being had here is like intergenerational traumas.
Sure.
And about how, these people, they carry on with them, the horrible things that happened in your childhood, you carry it on with you. And then with this lady, her transference or whatever, it occurs, with her kid. Sorry, from what I'm gathering.
No, yeah. It definitely is. It like that the thing about the abuse victims become the abusers, and in this case, Nola doesn't even think that she's causing abuse, and it's all happening in her mind, and then carried out by these. Crazy...
When I mentioned transference, it was in the sense that the patient can transfer feelings from their own trauma onto the therapist. Like they fall in love with their therapist, or they hate their therapist because they're reliving this psychological trauma. But your point is also valid. So around 1979, when Cronenberg was doing this movie, he married Carolyn Ziefman, who had been his production assistant on Rabbit, and he had 2 kids with her. I think it was Caitlin and Brandon. And at the time, around this time, 78, 79, he was going through the divorce from his first wife of 7 years, Margaret Hinson. This kind of reflects the experience of fighting for the custody of the daughter when Cronenberg kidnapped her from school, when his ex-wife threatened to take her to California. And so he went over to her high school and grabbed his daughter and took her.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Aww.
Oh, this dude. I love this dude.
This is a bizarre conversation about, oh, you got this whole lymphatic system, doesn't even have a heart. You got to move around to keep it going.
It's true. That's why you have the lymph nodes on your armpits, on your groins, because it's places where you fold your body. Keeps pumping the lymph through your system.
Oh.
Yep. I love this guy's comb over. It's just glorious. And he's in a few Cronenberg movies. He's also in Existence. He plays an NPC character. It's great. Yep. He's explaining the whole lymph node pumping thing. And so this guy has this weird lymphoma on his neck, great prosthetic appliance. And this was caused by Dr. Hagelin's misguided psychoplasmics. Mm-hmm. For some people, it does a few things. For him, it gave him a weird lymphoma on his neck. Is going through his chemotherapy treatment. His frustration.
Huh.
Yeah. So I guess he's trying to reach out to people who don't like Dr. Hagelin.
Raglan,
yeah. It's like my lawyer knows your lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Just like if she's going through these traumas and she's reliving these traumas, I don't see why she's going to a male therapist. Like, I feel like she should probably be going to a female therapist. Although I'm sure that the female therapists weren't as plentiful in 1979.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure,
it's like I'm sure it was more difficult to find one.
So why can't you just cut that shit off?
Well, it's spread out through his body, right? That's the thing. That's why he's doing it's a lymphoma.
Yeah. It's gotta suck.
Yeah.
Do you ever write any article about this movie, Catalina?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay, cool.
We'll do it anyway.
You wrote articles about Jodorowsky, right?
Yeah.
She has another one to release.
Oh, yeah? Well, plug it.
I did an exploitation one and then I left the company.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay. I mean, they said I'm allowed to come back, but I'm still mad at a specific person on their team. So it's cool. Maybe someday I won't be mad, but probably not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Find out when that bridge crosses.
If that happens. If not, oh well. Seriously, dude, this actor is really reminding me of that cagey guy from Torchwood that was in Pacific Rim, and he worked alongside Charlie Day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. The mathematician.
Yeah, the mathematician. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I wanted to say earlier, I saw that they are, that I guess they're doing a remake of this film, huh?
They are? Get out of here.
IMDb.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Really?
It's hard to get excited about remakes.
And Robert Silverman, the guy who was, the guy with the tumor in his neck, he was also in Scanners and Jason X alongside with Cronenberg.
Hello, Jason X.
Yeah. I know.
That's the one that I just like won't watch, right?
You noped out of that hard.
I think I noped out in the first like 15 minutes. I'm just like, this is not happening. Sorry.
This is so much fun.
Back to The Brood. It says David Cronenberg's The Brood. Note, because this project is categorized as in development, the data is only available on IMDb Pro.
Please no. Don't remake this. Come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the Soska sisters redid Rabid.
Sure. I haven't seen it yet. Did you get to see it? What did you think?
Yeah, we liked it, but there was some problematic things that came out about the Soskas like last year or maybe
Sure. I heard that. Yeah.
So we're just kind of.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh.
Yeah. There's just.
You're hearing it now.
Yeah. Some stuff regarding some like snuff type films they had done, where people were nobody was really sure if what was happening on there was in the film was real or not, and if the other woman involved, if she was like even of sound mind enough to consent to the acts.
Oh.
Yeah. That's I think the best way to put that.
Okay. Yikes.
So yeah, when I say drama, I mean like, yeah, some very specific, serious drama. I like their house, but of course he's got a super nice house.
Sure.
So now that he's finished drinking, it's time to go for a drive.
Yay.
Backwards. He says, I can drive backwards drunk anytime I want.
He probably could too. Yeah. You know, when Oliver Reed, he died halfway through doing the Gladiator film, where he plays the guy who had the gladiator yard, the guy who owned the gladiators. He died making that movie, and apparently one of the couple of nights, or maybe the night before he died, filming the Gladiator, he was drinking with a bunch of like sailors at a bar, and he drank an astronomical amount of alcohol that night. Like he beat like all those guys, drank them under the table. And then he died.
Well,
alcohol poisoning?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe his heart gave out.
Dude, who knows? Because he had been building up a tolerance for years.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, you know, like I said, like
now, yeah.
Yeah, like Eggers, the actress who plays Nolan, says, you know, alcoholics do that. They can drink all night, but then the next day they have to go to work and they can pretend like they're fine. You know, where was the hangover? They couldn't see it. He was just there doing his lines, doing his work and looking good, which is something that, man, when I get drunk, I don't know how to look good the next day. It's like I'm going to have like circles on my eyes. And I know these guys have makeup.
Alcoholic, man.
Yeah.
He's a total lush. And also the makeup, they would put makeup on him to get circles. But no,
that's true.
You know, when you're just on a constant buzz like that through life.
That's what the Hollywoodland is about, the Superman actor.
Oh, yeah, George Reeves. Mm-hmm. George Reeves was like that.
Yeah. And they just have it down to a science.
Yeah, there.
But I mean, he lived a long life. And he did. His IMDb credits are listed as 122 credits.
Chances when you go out, if you go out to eat, your waiter's, you know, a functioning alcoholic as well.
Right.
But, you know, waiters need to be. It sucks.
What's sad is that when he died in a bar in Malta, filming The Gladiator, apparently he hadn't had a drink for months before filming started, and then he just got challenged in a drinking competition in a bar full of sailors, and, you know, he just drank them all under the table.
Oh, damn. No.
Yeah.
And then he died.
Yep.
Oh, that's a pretty hard relapse.
That's ironic.
Oh, that's sad.
He was 61.
Man. I mean, but still, 61 for a functioning alcoholic who had been an alcoholic since probably, the 30s? Before then,
yeah.
Yeah, before then. I mean, because, like, he comes from a time where people started drinking when they were, like, 12. You know? It's a completely different world.
Yeah, he died of a heart attack on the floor of the tavern in the island of Malta in the arms of his wife.
Ouch.
Wow.
That is
What a
something
way to
dramatic.
go. Yeah, damn.
Sure, yeah.
His last hurrah was kicking a bunch of sailors' ass at a drinking contest.
Yes, sir.
Dewey died shortly after his performance on stage. Damn. That's funny. And then what you would do is you'd have, like, you know, their last words or that heart attack moment and you know, a freaking 2-shot medium close up, you know, as best as you can. And then as he dies and gurgles away, you just have the jib right above and you track back. And
Did you see that that book, Dr. Raglan, The Shape of Rage?
Yeah.
It was his book was called that.
Is that a booby trap?
Yeah, it's weird, right? It's not a very good booby trap. I don't know what it's even there for.
Isn't that like a police line do not cross kind of thing?
Oh, maybe that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
That's where
very-
she died.
Very low budget police line.
Yeah. I liked he was talking to his son-in-law in the airport saying, you know, yeah, I'm gonna stay. Maybe I'll go back to the old house. And I'm like, yeah, that's where you're gonna die. It's like, you know, she always told me she never changed the locks. You know, she kept on being very adamant about that. Maybe she wanted me to move in again. Like, yeah, dream on, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and this the teacher that he invited over for dinner too. You think about how different her life would have been if she just not answered the phone. You know, it's somebody else's house. You can just let it ring. You don't have to answer it.
Yep. In one Pinewood interview with the audience members, someone said, "The Brood is my favorite film of yours. It's like you are the Ingmar Bergman of horror." And Cronenberg replied, "Well, that's better than the Baron of Blood. That's good. That's good. I appreciate that. Thank you."
The Baron of, somebody calls him the Baron of Blood?
No, the Ingmar Bergman of horror.
No, I know, but where does he get Baron of Blood from?
I don't know. Someone probably called him that before. So.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. And then someone says, you seem to be obsessed with the concept of doctors as a malevolent force. No shit. Even like Decker, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He
Well,
says,
yeah. I mean, it's the thing is that, you know, it is scary because it's they're sworn to protect you. They're supposed to protect you.
Yeah,
And then when they don't,
you're vulnerable and you put your trust in them.
right.
and they end up being flawed people, like in Dead Ringers. You know, they might be good doctors, but they're not completely there as people. So, you know, they kind of fall apart.
Yeah.
He replied to that statement too. Well, I don't really think of it that way at all. And I actually don't think I'm obsessed at all. I don't think of myself as an obsessive person. Not truly. I know some truly obsessive people, and I don't feel that the way it works with me is quite that. But no, my crazed doctors and scientists are my heroes. Really, I like them. And they're my artists. I mean, sometimes I'm talking about artists, writers, sculptors, and sometimes scientists. But really, I think they're just doing an extreme version of what I think we all do, which is to try to invent the world for ourselves and to try to interpret it and to try to gain some control over it. I mean, that's the way it feels to me. And I think that they're exhilarating to watch, even though they might be insane and veering towards destruction all the time. I think that's what you want to watch. And I know that. Yeah.
Oh, Cronenberg, always finding the correct words to be like, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm just
Arms.
giving you what you want.
Yeah.
Man, this arms coming out from under the bed is just the most
Yeah.
primal horror thing, nightmarish thing.
And they're
Just
all
like that.
all wrinkly and
I'm going to kill you with these snow globes.
watch how long
motherfucker.
it takes him to turn around and look at the thing behind him.
Again, he's drunk. He was drinking in the
Yeah.
kitchen. Like, pow! Right in the kisser.
Yeah.
Boom.
Wow.
And I love the red snowsuit.
Yeah.
It's just this red as a manifestation of anger
Ugh.
and violence, right?
But yeah, their faces are so I don't know.
Yeah, they don't have any teeth and they don't have any organs, sexual organs.
And their teeth are like, she said they have gums that are like a bird's beak. Or
Yeah.
the police or the coroner says that later.
Right.
Gross.
And they have a sack of fluid on their back that's like a battery. And when they run out of the fluid, then they die.
And he's
love
dead.
it.
Bye, Dad.
Yeah.
Yep. But that's the cool thing and the great thing about body horror is that you really just can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
I hope.
And
this
he's
guy-
been proving it for years.
Bam! Oh my God, a hole in the wall.
Yeah, I know.
Ah, Jesus fuck.
Okay, so they are super strong.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
Could have thrown that at a pretty, intense amount of
I was
effort.
about to say, I hope this guy has the random $30,000 lying around to pay for his dad's funeral.
Yeah.
Father-in-law, yeah.
Well, it's his in-law, so he doesn't have to pay for it.
Oh, yeah, to hell with him.
Yeah.
He's thinking about turning that house into an Airbnb now.
Well, and they're I mean, are they divorced? I never quite understood, or maybe just separated, or
I think they're separate. I'm not sure if they're entirely
Yeah.
divorced, but since they talk about custody, right, and visitation
Yeah.
rights, I would assume they are divorced. Yes.
right. So these people are just ex-in-laws to him.
Yeah, but some people stay in touch with them, right?
Yeah.
why?
Sometimes in-laws get, especially when you got grandkids and stuff. And I don't know, sometimes there are in-laws who actually like the son-in-laws more than they
Yeah.
like their daughter or son, I guess.
It's not my case.
So
Yeah.
Not mine either.
that one just
My
died.
mother-in-law tried to attack me in my kitchen. That was a fun day.
Oh.
Hey, wait a second. Why did that little guy die?
It just ran
Like
out of
us.
batteries.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
his battery juice got punctured.
No, he didn't even get punctured. He just ran out. They have a really short lifespan.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like those bugs that are born without a mouth. They just live to reproduce and then they just die.
Ugh.
Sounds depressing.
I don't know about those bugs.
Yeah.
So now she's got the phone on the couch. That's the same one that was on the stairs before.
Okay, yeah, so maybe they just walk around with this flippin' phone.
Yeah. I
Didn't
think
you
so.
guys have a coffee table couch? I used to have a coffee table couch. I wouldn't put it on the couch, though. It was in the coffee table.
What's a coffee table couch?
No, I meant
Yeah.
a coffee table, not a coffee table couch.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, just the little table with magazines in front of your couch.
yeah, we do. We got one, but it's in storage. We got to pull it
Yeah,
out.
we got to bring it back out.
We got rid of the coffee table when Joel kept hitting his head on them when he was little.
Ryan, this just means that Cronenberg was a visionary because now everybody has the phone on their couch. Everybody has the
Yeah.
phone next to them.
Right.
Yeah, but also, I mean, she is waiting for important phone calls,
Yeah.
and that's why she has it next to her.
And that's why
Good
she
point.
put a
And that's why
pillow
she
over
put the pillow over it. Yeah, of course. Done
That-
with the phone calls.
'Cause
Is
she just-
adorable.
she just
Putting the
talked-
pillow over the.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that there's not a version of I Am Legend that's shot like this.
Well, she put
Oh man, he would have done a great I Am Legend.
she put the pillow over the phone because she didn't want to wake up the girl.
Oh, gotcha.
Uh,
Another way that Cronenberg is a visionary here before, 20 years before, here's the alien autopsy video.
Yeah. So here's where he's describing how it has no teeth, but it has beak like gums.
Why is that corner working in a black light environment?
Yeah.
Is he going to
It's
put
totally
up some
just,
velvet posters?
it's totally a cinematic effect.
Yeah.
Oh, I was asking, like, why is my screen purple?
I like it.
I was thinking it's to indicate that it's a flashback or memory.
No, they're learning. Oh wait, haha. Yeah, I guess.
And our memories are perceived in only purple. That
So I
or it has
wonder-
to be in black light or the alien will disintegrate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying words.
Yeah, but see, he's driving and he's having just learned this information. So I think you're actually right, Joe. Yeah, it's a flashback.
No navel, because it's not born in a womb,
Yeah.
which we will find out.
That's a funny word. Womb.
Yep.
Oh man, that's a good Scrabble word. We've been playing a lot of Scrabble with River to help increase her vocabulary because she's 9.
Oh, I love playing Scrabble.
Scrabble is a good game.
Come to find out, I can only come up with 3-letter words all the time.
Yep.
But the other day you had a good one that was worth like 30 points or some ridiculousness, and it was
Wow.
only like 3 or 4 letters. So,
That's awesome.
that
Yeah.
works out.
It was COD. No, it was Quip.
Yeah, Quip was a good one. Anyway, very serious. I do like that sweater, although that looks like a weird fabric. What is that?
Oh, what do you mean?
His sweater, the fabric, it looks almost like terry cloth.
Could be
Like-
like a cashmere sweater,
Oh,
right?
he
No,
just
it does
said
not look cashmere.
It's called Sweater.
he just said that he was pretending to be the teacher on the phone, and he just said it would be better if Frank divorced you and married me. So that means they're not divorced yet.
Oh.
Wait, so he wants Frank to marry him?
He was pretending to be the teacher on the phone,
Oh.
the teacher that was hanging out at their house.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Because she's angry with the teacher because she called and the teacher answered the phone, and he thinks that she thinks that her husband's cheating on her with the teacher.
Oh.
So now he's pretending to be the teacher to help her get out her rage, and inadvertently sentencing that poor teacher to die.
Right.
Oh
'cause
man.
He was playing the role of the teacher, and she just yells at him, "Leave him alone! Leave him alone!"
Hey,
you know.
there's that red coat again.
Yeah.
Is
Here's
this
the teacher.
Yeah.
where another little mutant brood gets his
The,
red coat?
The editing in this is pretty much, leave him alone. She's angry at the teacher. Now we're seeing the teacher leaving the house. I gotta go.
Yeah.
You're like, shoot, there she goes in the movie.
Yeah.
Bye, teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this movie doesn't waste time on very much. It's like these characters are so short-lived.
I still love the way he made this movie. I still love the script of this movie. It's amazing. I mean, it's got some really good moments of dialogue, especially near the end. It's just crazy.
And it feels really Cronenberg, just that we're just supposed to accept this idea of psychoplasmics without any real explanation of how that works or
Yeah. I mean, in another movie of Cronenberg, there's like a mixture between a parasite, tropical disease, and a STD. It's just like, I mean, you got to roll with that stuff.
Yeah.
Marilyn Chambers and her weird armpit genitalia. This girl is really adorable.
And this is like the most she speaks in the whole movie.
Yep. Yeah, it died. That was just one of them, man.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
just
I know.
one.
If only Candy would tell him that. I mean, she knows, right, that there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that place is crawling. Soma Free is crawling with those little enraged dwarf progeny.
Yeah, and the patients know about it.
Yeah. They carry out her sadistic, unconscious desires.
Yeah.
So they probably grew up really quickly too, right? Because, I mean, they can't be more than a few months old.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, the upcoming death scene, though, it's going to be crazy. It's got like little kids and the teacher's bludgeoned to death, and there's blood spattering on the kids' faces. They're running around screaming. And it's like, I wonder if some of those kids got a little traumatized shooting that scene.
Yeah.
Because, goddamn.
I know, they wouldn't make a movie like that now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, apparently they are, though, right? If they're remaking The Brood, but I bet there wouldn't be a scene like that again.
I mean, like, I think there was, they make school shooting movies, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, we were at a meeting, and this guy was telling us about some stuff that he had to build for a specific school shooting movie, and I'm just sitting there smiling and nodding, and then you could tell that he realized I had no idea what he was talking about, and he was like, "Oh, have you seen the movie?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't really watch that kind of stuff, and I know that it's silly because I watch horror movies." But I like that horror movies are very much so not real.
Yeah, exactly.
You
want it to be an escape, not to like, oh my God, my kid's at school right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. I mean, there's also another movie, a Gus Van Sant movie called Elephant.
Yeah, Elephant.
Which, came out shortly after Columbine, and that's a really.
Oh, is that what that movie's about?
Yeah, it's about school shootings, and it's a very well crafted movie, and it's a slow burn, but it's depressing. Fuck, man.
Yeah. Well, and movies can be good and you don't like them. I mean, it's...
Yeah. Well, Requiem for a Dream is a beautiful movie, but I just can't bring myself to watch that again. It's a great movie, but I just don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, they're very well crafted films. The one, that last one, though, I don't know. We haven't seen it. But, yeah, people make... Man... People will make anything.
Yeah.
Serbian film is a messed up movie.
I refuse to watch that.
I have no interest in watching that film again.
So we just saw the Soma Free Institute of Plasmics patients going into a bus, and the guy we saw in the opening scene, apparently he's ushering some of the patients out of there. And Robert Silverman, who plays Jan Hartog, just gave Frank a call to come talk to this guy, Michael. And this is where you find out that she's a queen bee, that she is Dr. Raglan's project. These characters that patients of Dr. Raglan, they seem to be a little infantilized, right? I mean, it's the whole mommy and daddy issues, and it kind of reduces them to their childhood traumas and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of weird hearing a guy call his father daddy at that age.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. He's talking about his daddy and then his surrogate daddy, and it's like,
Yeah, there's something weird about how these people get addicted to this.
Hey, rage is an addictive thing. Therapy can be a little addictive.
Well, yeah, but therapy is in reality is exhausting and difficult.
Well, technically, you can kind of get addicted to anything.
Yeah,
sure.
I guess.
I mean, some people get addicted to exercising.
Yeah.
And then, they quit, and then they have a drink, and then all of a sudden drinking just sounds more fun than exercising.
Or therapy.
Yeah.
Or
the thing is, he's manipulating these people more than he is helping them. So he's actually just more interested in the physiological aspect of experimenting with psychoplasmics, it seems to me, than to actually help them.
Yeah.
Their therapy is just a way for him to trigger these effects of psychoplasmics to be able to study them and see what works. And now that he's got a big star that can, generate these creatures out of her own psychoplasmic manifestations, he's like, well, I don't need any of the other patients anymore. The way he says it is like, Dr. Raglan wants to be alone with your wife.
Yeah.
Man, that jacket, though, that coat is banging.
That is pretty awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Available now at Burlington Jacket Factory.
It's Burlington Goat Factory.
Goats? They sell goats?
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah.
I want a pig.
Yeah.
Oink, oink.
That's in the outlet store version of it.
But yeah, no, I think that's a really nice jacket.
Dude, this flimsy ass cardboard door can easily be
Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah.
I think this is where Nola is staying, right? So
Yeah.
they have a cabin.
Yeah.
Are those paper windows?
That thing barely qualifies as a cabin. It's more like a shed or a barn.
Yeah. Still raise your taxes if you put this in your yard. It's got a little water tank there. Even when Dr. Raglan was sitting in his fantastic looking office with that whole wall that's almost like floor to window, like floor to ceiling windows. And then even his desk is so neat. He opens up the drawer and everything is like tidy. There's like a little pack of cigarettes, his little notebook, his pencils, and then there's a gun. And I'm like, that's almost like Cronenberg in Nightbreed, where he's also got this fancy, sterile, office, and then he's got all his knives in a secret room, all displayed. A man who is in control, right? A man who likes to control. You never see a control freak with a messy environment.
Who's
Oh, here it
Wendy?
comes.
I never noticed that before, that some random lady comes up and starts talking to him.
Wendy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
a
don't know.
character?
Yeah, that's a character
She's
played by
very-
Mary Swinton.
She's barely
yeah.
a character. She just says hi. She says Frank, and he goes, "Oh, hi, Wendy." I think that's it. That's all we see of her.
Oh.
She might have shown up before. I don't know.
I'm sure she's just another one of the parents, a parent of one of the kids in the class.
We have no time to waste with getting to know any of these assholes.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, Wendy. You're dead.
Yeah. Well, I think she's just not gonna be in the movie again.
A
Oh.
little. Yeah, and the way that these kids can infiltrate.
Yeah. You just need
anywhere.
You just need puffy snow
Wow.
clothes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but little kids are going to point and go, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
they're grabbing those little construction game mallets.
yeah. You
That'll
know how
work.
long it would take to kill somebody with those things.
Tenderize this, bitch.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the makeup is a little dodgy, but
Yes. It's more than a little.
I think the prosthetics were done by a guy called Jack Young, who's like a veteran guy. But Jesus Christ, like, look, this is like so violent,
Mm-hmm.
and they screech. Little kids are just sitting there watching this.
Yeah.
Little guy's like, I'm out of here.
No, he's running to get help. He's the only one that's knows what he's doing.
Smart kid.
Well, this kid has seen a horror movie.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
Wendy.
Oh, she's
Ow.
not dead yet.
I don't think Wendy's gonna get killed, Joe. I think
Oh, I'm just used to everyone dying in this
Yeah.
movie, but this asshole.
Jesus Christ. That's so bloody. And the kids are just standing there.
I know. He's like, let me
Oh,
hand me your drawing, kid. I want to put it over her bloody face.
I'm just imagining Cronenberg yelling cut and then grabbing the kids and say, okay, now how did this make you feel?
Yeah.
Where did all this blood come from? I see no gashes or
Well,
open
yeah,
wounds.
Cronenberg seems so emotionless. He'd be just like, okay, kids, I'm done with you now.
And he just puts that
He actually
paper
does.
towel.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, all better.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, that was the only option he had. So, okay.
That's a drawing that's not going to make it to the fridge.
Yeah.
I know the hopscotch drawn on the floor, but I don't know the one that has the triangles and the round top. Is that
Did he
kind of
just-
like a hopscotch?
Did he just leave all those kids
know.
in that classroom with that dead teacher?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Wendy's with them. It's
No,
fine.
I don't think Wendy's
No,
with him.
she didn't go in there with him.
No.
I'm
Wendy
just saying she
disappeared.
probably went there, yeah.
What the f-
That's the point of Wendy. So people
Yeah.
can say, "Oh no, Wendy was there. They'll be fine."
But from his point of view, he just realized his daughter was gone.
Yep. And looks like she's got a psychic bond to the creatures because she's like, "I was just having the most wonderful dream."
Yeah.
And Ruth. Yeah. Again, that turtleneck sweater. God damn, that looks good. At least he didn't fill his movies with polyester suits, even though it was 1979.
Yeah, all their clothes look clean.
Oh, it was a nightmare for them on sets because I think she only had one of those white outfits. Like in the making of, the guy who did the effects, like we were always like hovering over the set with just a roll of paper towels whenever there was blood, making sure that everything was clean so she wouldn't touch anything and get red on her outfit. Because he's like, I don't think we had a second outfit.
Oh gosh. You always got to get multiples. Always, always, always. But we know that now. That wasn't like common knowledge back then. Also, that outfit is really nice and was probably pretty flippin' expensive.
We should have given you more than one Clive Barker podcast shirt for that, for the torturer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got really excited. I thought it'd be fun.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
That was a last minute decision.
No. I think it's great. We were just talking about how you should have multiples. So I was saying we should have given you more than one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, those people, they were told to show up in clothes that could get bloodied.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, like Paul's outfit, that's why his outfit is so boring. And that's why Lawrence's outfit is so boring, because we needed to be able to, make sure that they had at least 4 or 5 of the same thing.
Of course, yeah. If you have to reset the scene.
Well, yeah,
Now,
plus, I mean, I was going to get blood on it and stuff.
Well, in the comic book, that and the way it's written in the nail biters in the comic book, the torturer is also wearing like a black trench coat.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but we had a black background.
And it was like, man, shooting in this void with a black trench coat's counter.
I like Veronato's outfit in the torture.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
You see the little kids like walking her through the snow
Yeah.
back to Soma Free Institute.
Okay, so that's what they were doing. Okay.
Yeah, he's setting that right on the burner, that glass coffee pot.
Yeah, unapologetically too. I mean,
I got a polycarbonate tea thing that I used to make tea. I can put that on the burner. It's transparent. I love seeing the water boil in that thing.
but doesn't it won't crack?
No, it's polycarbonate.
Well, I don't think this one from 79 was polycarbonate.
No, that's probably from a Mr. Coffee, but I don't think the burner was on, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I imagine that slamming it down like he did, it would just crack.
Yeah.
You
got to buy multiples of those too, I guess.
He had 2 of them on the thing. He had 2 of them. So.
Now Michael showed up at Frank's house. This is when it's coming. The truth is coming out. The kids. What kids? It all comes together now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, I know those disturbed kids.
That's pretty rad.
Go, 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 go.
Doesn't this music, Howard Shore music, kind of channel a little bit of Bernard Herrmann's?
Oh, yeah, Psycho?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
that's what
sure.
I was thinking of too.
I posted on my Facebook. I found on YouTube on a record label YouTube channel. There was a track from this, and it was really awesome.
It's funny you brought up Psycho, because that was one of the first movies that its marketing got people to actually show up to a movie on time and wait in line.
Oh yeah, we watched a whole documentary on it.
And
that's cool.
And here we got the wonderful use of day for night, which is
It's kind of, it's like, honestly, it's probably 4 a.m.
Yeah. I think, what did they do for this show? Do you think they put like a filter on top of the camera with like darker on a gradient? Darker on the top?
They have filters on for lenses that could do stuff like that. I mean, they probably did. I don't know what kind of camera they shot on this.
I know that their crew is just 7 people. Can you believe that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And when they got Samantha Eggar to be in the movie, she was only there for like 4 days. That's all her scenes shot in 4 days. That's got to be a tight ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially this ending scene is pretty long, with her.
Yeah. It's got a long monologue. They made T-shirts for this production that said "More Blood" because that was like the thing that Cronenberg said, "More blood, more blood."
Oh.
So they had T-shirts that said "More Blood." All right, Raglan.
Okay, The Brood was shot on film using Panavision Panaflex camera, Panavision Panaflex Gold camera, and Panavision lenses with Mark Irwin as a cinematographer and editing by Alan Collins. Wow. The distributed frame rate was average 23.976 at a 1.85 aspect ratio.
Yeah, normal.
So once again, this guy is dealing with forces he can't comprehend. So he knows that there's these kids and where they come from, but he doesn't know what they're really doing. Because now he's gonna play the hero and try to get the girl from the shed full of the weird mutant kids.
So he's like, you need to screw my therapy. You need to pretend like you were gonna get back together with her.
Yeah, it's like, Frank, I got a gun
for the movie, man.
Yeah,
movie.
Oh, he's not threatening him with a gun. He's saying, I can go in there and get the kid for you. Because they'll kill you if you go in there.
Yeah.
Not politically correct, dude. She's not just a surrogate mother. Yep. Cha, 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 cha. Cha-cha, cha-cha. Children of Rage. There's a documentary, I think, called Child of Rage about this little girl. I think it's on YouTube. You should check it out. It's crazy. It's a little girl who was like a psychopath. And she went through this weird experimental therapy, and now she works with kids. Now she helps other kids. But she would beat up her little brother and do all sorts of weird things. Parents woke up to her like holding a knife to her dad's throat or something one night. It was Child of Rage, I think that's what it's called.
I think we talked about that on this podcast before.
Yeah, possibly on The Bad Seed, maybe.
Yeah,
not sure.
Yeah, I bet that's what it is.
And watching it this way, like, Ryan, you're watching on HBO, aren't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you watching on VHS or? Oh no, you said you're watching.
No, we're watching just knowing that this is at a 1.85 aspect ratio, and it's kind of average. But I know that if we were watching like Blu-rays, we would have a wider ratio, I believe. This was shot with spherical camera aperture lenses.
Uh-huh.
I've got letterbox bars on my HBO Max.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
We don't. So I bet yours looks really cool.
Oh, this is the
really wide.
Yeah. This is the Criterion Collection 1080p version.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So this therapist has a horrible idea, which is, hey, you're her husband in a terrible relationship where you guys are separated and possibly can't stand each other. Go in there and make her mellow.
Tell her you want to get back together.
Yeah.
Tell her to calm down.
Yeah. People love that.
Tell her to stop this craziness and come back home.
Yeah, I always hate when people say anything that starts with "you need to."
You need to listen.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. The big confrontation.
Dr. Raglan almost makes it.
I wonder if it's actually snowing or if that was just like fake snow. Probably fake snow.
It's probably real snow.
It's probably real snow.
True.
Might
It
as
is
well
December.
just use what you have at your disposal.
Yep.
Man, I'm having a hard time reading this.
Oh, sounds like someone's rolling something on a surface.
I don't know. Sorry.
Getting my peanuts.
Oh, I picked up more fancy cheese and stuff.
I love fancy cheese.
You got Snackos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a snacko?
It's a
It's
snack.
a snack.
Oh, with an O at the end.
Yeah.
Is that a vestigial O?
You could call it that. It's a pregnant Snacko. It's got a little O at the end, and then a little monster comes out of it.
Ugh. I definitely don't want snack
Oh,
anymore.
Yeah.
Guess after this we can watch Shivers.
He's so convincing. You're the only woman in the world for me.
Yeah. He's actually, I mean, this main actor, the main character, is not like the best actor in this movie.
Is that Air Supply song in this movie?
Hair Supply. Wow. That guy's hairdo was crazy. Aquanet, baby. And she's not buying it, of course. She's not buying it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's not doing a very convincing job.
Thanks, Montreal Production Arts Fund or whatever this was for helping make these bunk beds for these kids.
I'm surprised they didn't make them force them to make the whole movie in French.
Ah, yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, the fact that they had a short crew can be called a movie-making way à la française. So, yeah. Just wanted to drop that little bit of trivia. Because I guess French movies have short crews. I don't know. What was the crew for The Torturer?
That's a pretty broad question.
I guess it differed in different aspects of the production.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know I want to say it was about 25 of us, 25 people rotating. No, crew 12.
You know, is it
Rotating,
wrong to
12.
say I'm a grown
12
man, but I
rotating.
want footsie pajamas like those kids are wearing? With a hood. Just go to bed with one of those things.
I have a onesie, but it doesn't have footsies, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is a onesie. It's a shark.
All right.
I have a Spider-Man one.
I've got a Chucky one, a Scully from Monsters Inc. one, and a Thing
Awesome.
2 one.
Ah, the big reveal.
Yeah.
This shot's going on OnlyFans.
That's illegal in some states, lady.
She said how they did this effect was they filled condoms with some kind of goopy substance, and then they would glue the bottom of the opening of the condom to her stomach.
Cool.
And they kept laughing while they were doing that. And because she was laughing so hard, it didn't help when the FX guy said, stop laughing. The condom's not gluing to your stomach.
That's funny.
Yeah, and so as soon as he got disgusted, they're all the creatures are waking up because she's realizing that he's faking it. He does not want her back.
Yeah, they've been activated.
If he had been like less gentle, and if he just kind of run in there and grabbed her and run down, he would have lived.
I just wonder what. Oh, here it comes. It's gross. Ladies and gentlemen, the beauty of childbirth.
This is the only David Cronenberg movie I've seen that is not sexy.
And in interviews, the actress said that she grew up in a farm, and so when she saw animals giving birth, usually they go and lick their newborns, right, to get rid of all the stuff. And she thought, why don't I tell David? And she went to David, said, hey, I should lick this baby. What do you think? He's like, yeah, go for it. And apparently this has been cut in a lot of versions around the world. So really? You just see her like put her mouth to the baby, and then she has a face full of blood in the next shot.
Well,
and no baby.
That seems so arbitrary out of all the things that they would choose to cut out.
It's not blood. You know how
like, oh, that's that part.
It always feels arbitrary. It's like that's where you draw the line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then some people thought that she ate the baby because they didn't see her licking the baby. I disgust you. Why? Uh-oh. You're a distraction.
Actually, I'm surprised it took you that long to figure it out.
Those little kids, they were little girls, gymnasts. And so in some of these shots, their parents are actually throwing them off the bunk beds. Yeah.
They made it a family event.
Do you guys notice that these close-ups look somehow a little different definition than the other shots?
Yeah,
they look like they're cropped.
They're punching in.
Yeah,
they're punching in, right?
They're punching in. Yeah.
Oh, in the film instead of in the camera with the lens.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's going to town! Jesus Christ!
Like the focus isn't quite there.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be shot soft.
And the grain is bigger too.
Yeah.
There's more grain because we're zooming in.
They're probably punching in that, or they were pickup shots.
Man,
and
poor
they match specifications.
Poor Candy. What a terrible life she's had so far.
Yeah, well, she's 5 years old. She has years of therapy to go through.
Yeah.
And psychoplasmics.
Oh no.
She does a great job in this last scene. It's amazing she did this in 4 days. Like, I'd kill Candy before you take her away from me. And here's where the kids are going to turn on her. After they chewed up Dr. Raglan. There's a definite Village of the Damned feel with these kids.
Yeah. Or Children of the Corn, or...
Oh, last night I found on Tubi, I don't know if it was on Tubi or YouTube, there's a movie called Corn Sharks, Sharks in a Cornfield. So
that sounds terrible.
It is terrible.
I have a hard time with these movies that they make now that are terrible on purpose because they're trying to manufacture a cult classic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like Sharknado and I don't know.
That is a thing.
We don't
oh my God.
Sharknado. Oh man, those people that make Sharknado, they're called The Asylum.
Right, yeah.
I had Christmas, my kid had me watch this Christmas movie about these talking animals, and it was by that company, The Asylum, and it looked like something that they really just farted out, that they knew that they can just shit out. And Dom DeLuise's nephew or son
was it the son? Yeah,
his son was in the movie.
was a voice actor.
Oh.
And he was in this movie as like,
Oh my
the
God.
dad of the dad, and I think he had like 2 lines in the whole film.
Oh.
Anyway, that was a piece of trash movie.
Yeah.
But you said Sharknado, and that's the same people. But
Wow.
the editor was really good, and it's not by the people it's not by the Asylum, but the editor, that's one of those movies that's made that's kind of like grindhousey, forcibly, bad or something in a sense, but it's not bad. It's really fun and amazing.
So this little actress, this little girl actor,
She was really selling it, huh?
Yeah, I'm saying though, she was aware she was in like a movie and stuff, right? Or did
I
we
hope
just
so.
didn't really care about that? Because like that was something, since we brought up Drew Barrymore earlier, like
Uh-huh.
for example, on the set of E.T., she really did think E.T. was real, like because the people that were in charge of the puppet and the robot would turn him on, and she would have like full conversations with E.T. even when
Really?
they weren't rolling.
Wow.
Which sounds cute in theory, but no, it isn't, because, it's a small child and
Yeah.
she can't differentiate between reality and fantasy.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, for this little girl, was she aware that this was a horror film?
Boy.
Like, was she acting or was she not?
I think she was acting, yeah.
You
Okay.
kind of hope that she's older than she's playing too, but who knows?
I mean, there's no
There's no telling.
there's no telling. I mean, there's no interviews with her that I could find, actually. I didn't look for it, I guess, but if but
She's-
definitely when she's crying, she's screaming, they're breaking through the door, they're grabbing
Yeah,
and pulling her
she's-
sweater.
She's shaking and she looks traumatized. It feels
Yeah.
like you're right. It does feel real, which is a little scary to think about.
And because she went through this horrible experience, as they're about to drive away, we're going home. And then we give it a little close up on her arm. Yeah, but those little monsters, they genuine menace. I mean, they work. I mean, I know, Ryan, you said that some of their makeup was a little dodgy, but it's like they were really scary.
Yeah.
And especially because it's violence coming from something that our brain is not used to seeing as being particularly like deadly violence from, which is
Yeah.
little kids.
Yeah.
She
Well,
still
I
got
mean-
the blood.
For being released in 1979, I think this movie is outstanding.
Oh, yeah, it's looked amazing. Okay, so she's inherited the...
Yeah.
Psychoplasmics.
Yeah.
She's
Great.
also
But,
externalizing her rage and her trauma.
Right.
Yeah, this is a very well crafted film for its
Yeah.
time and its budget.
Now Frank's going to send her to a boarding school in Switzerland where she's going to fall in love with a little Swiss boy and have him killed.
Is that a reference to something?
No, just trying to imagine what would happen from here.
Oh.
Parental neglect and not knowing how to deal with the situation. Amazing movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should watch this again, Catalina, without the distraction, and just go through it and let it immerse yourself into it.
Cool. I did enjoy it. I mean, I liked how it looked.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch Scanners, but it's midnight over here, so I can't do that.
It's 9. It's 11 here, but that won't stop me.
You got it on?
Probably should actually get sleep, though.
I've got to
'Cause
be
we're
at
about
work
to have a
at,
long
at
weekend.
7 tomorrow.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
gosh.
So in interviews, Cronenberg claimed that The Brood was his version of Kramer versus Kramer. Was also a 1979 divorce drama. Yeah, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up as well in terms of like emotional damage.
Okay. That's the end of the
All
credits.
right. All right. There we go. It's all good. It was a fun movie night with our friends at Little Spark Films.
Yeah.
Thank guys for being with us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. You still have Mule Skinner Blues coming up.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and Jericho Squad 77 will come back again pretty soon.
We should probably discuss next month because it's already getting to the end of this month.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we did. It was March, right, when we did the last one. So we typically do one a month. So sometime in April.
So, in answer to your question from earlier about the little girl, here's what I found in RogerEbert.com. It says, talking about the Criterion Collection release, there's also a new and informative documentary on the making of the film, as well as his other early works, that includes interviews from the likes of Egger, cinematographer Mark Irwin, and makeup effects expert Rick Baker and Joe Belasco. In addition, there are interviews from 2013 with Art Hindle and Cindy Hines, the little girl. After the ringer that Hines is put through in the film, it's a weird sort of relief to see her in real life and realize that she is okay after all. There you go. So
I wonder, speaking of Roger Ebert, I bet he trashed this movie when it came out.
I have no idea.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he trashed everything that was good.
Everything that was horror, I guess.
Yeah.
He wasn't really into that.
Yeah.
Valley of the Dolls, guys.
Don't watch this movie if you're pregnant.
Okay.
Gross.
Yeah.
Okay, and this commentary, having no beginning, will have no end.
Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have subscribed. You can find the Clive Barker podcast wherever you find audio. Show notes for this episode, as well as news and reviews, can be found at our website at www.clivebarkercast.com. The Clive Barker Podcast, or BarkerCast, is an independent editorial podcast and blog that is not affiliated with or under contract by Clive Barker or Seraphim Inc. This is a labor of love by the fans for the fans. Watch for our annual Kickstarter fundraisers to get some cool stuff, and you can buy t-shirts on our TeePublic store. Go to tpublic.com and search for BarkerCast.
Thanks for listening.